Hey guys, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. So today is the first time playing on the new Talishar. I'm pretty excited to see what it feels like. You can already see that the layout is pretty different. I'm going to be playing the Oldhim mirror today. Probably only have time for a couple games today. Got to hop off at 5, so probably be a shorter stream. But playing games against Silas. Say hi, Silas.
What's up?
So we're gonna get some games in and see what happens. Never played the Oldhim mirror before, but I'm excited to see what it looks like. I know you're supposed to play Sledge, and Command and Conquer seems bad because of Crown of Seeds. So we're gonna see what happens. I'm probably gonna have to like change my whole layout here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to change like my whole layout.
Everything's probably changed.
Am I just throwing Sledge here and just arsenaling this? Yeah, I guess let's just throw Sledge. Bro, you play Flesh and Blood? You have a TikTok? So, unfortunately, I do not have a TikTok. Big love for 2069. If this isn't Kyle, I'm going to lose my mind. But no, I don't have a TikTok. Not yet. I was talking to somebody about that the other day, though. Is there a way to, like, make that different? Oh, man. This whole thing feels weird. I see I've got to turn off the noises. Who's Kyle? I've seen a lot of cards on TikTok lately, mostly Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, well. Yeah, people stream on TikTok pretty regularly. I think I'm like the only person that doesn't, honestly. I probably need to give up streaming on Facebook and start streaming on need to stop streaming on Facebook and probably start streaming on TikTok. I've seen a shitload of card openings lately. Yeah, I mean people like to open packs and do stuff like that. I definitely know that. So let's see. I can block 4 here, take 4, and then I can dominate this. And then arsenal this. So we're just gonna pass. Oh, you can pass blocks and reactions. I do like that. That's pretty neat. They're oddly satisfying. It is pretty cool. It is pretty cool to be able to. I'm just gonna keep this, I think. It is kind of fun to watch pack openings, honestly. I think I'm okay taking 4 here, because I don't need this to gain power. Honestly, I don't really know that anything gaining power is relevant in my deck. I feel like taking 4 to throw 10 dominates probably worth. I wonder if Channel's any good in the mirror. What do you think, Silas? Do you think Channel's any good in the mirror?
It's a blue block 3 that you can arsenal or use diffuse.
Sorry, let me rephrase. Do you think it's worth playing it? Like actually putting it onto the field?
No, I don't think you'd ever play it. These decks don't run enough ice decks for you to even play it unless you pitch stack it.
That's true. That's true. Dominating in every sense is always worth. I mean, yeah, doing it in the mirror, I imagine is, yeah, dominating in the mirror is definitely worth, I would say. Block with a Spinal Crush. Interesting. Oh, and the Staunch. Okay, Staunch from Arsenal. Not bad. We'll go with that.
But it doesn't give me much of a turn.
I mean, sure, it doesn't, but still pretty good, though.
I just got to pass.
Hey, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. I'm gonna pitch this, and then I'm gonna reveal these cards. Huh, the new layout's kind of cool. Like, it's gonna take some getting used to, but I think I'm just acting like a crotchety old man.
I told you it's very different than what it was.
I honestly really like it so far.
Sadly, that sucks.
Do you play Flesh and Blood, Big Love? That's a weird thing to say out loud, but I do like your name. It is funny. If you could stop with all these thoughts responses, that'd be cool, bro.
The deck does.
I know, but stop so I can kill you.
Dude, you're probably gonna win anyhow.
I don't know. I mean, having a 13-point turn here is pretty solid. Like, because if you want to not take damage, you got to throw 2 cards, and then you're forced between, arsenaling or. Okay. So doing that, I mean, I guess you could use Tunic if you wanted to throw the hammer at me.
You could play that.
I've played some, but I'm pretty bad at it. Well, Flesh and Blood's a hard game, dude. It takes a while to get used of all the ins and outs of the deck for sure. So you are going to use Tunic to throw it. So I'm going to activate Tunic. We'll let this resolve. I'm going to play Crown of Seeds. And then huh. So we'll play Sink Below. That's not bad. So we take 1. We get to go. We'll put this on the bottom and we'll pick Go again. Oh. You have another defense reaction? No, taking 5. All right, so your turn's pretty good. And we'll come in with Sledge here. I mean, again, we get to have an 11-point turn. And we blocked. So, what did you pick? You picked draw card. So you're gonna arsenal something. I kind of like blocking 3, going 5, draw card, and then if I draw blue, I can do that. So we'll take 2 here, go to 33.
Like this matchup, you have to know how to pitch stack to win.
I completely agree. It's going to be a very interesting second cycle for both of us, I believe. We'll pick draw card. Never didn't have it.
Nope.
You love to see it.
Nope.
Ooh. Oh, okay, Sink Below. That makes sense. Is there a timer in the online client? Can you take a knee? So there is not a timer, actually, which is pretty interesting because in competitive card play there is a timer. But yes, let's do this. We'll pitch this. Huh. Interesting line. Don't have Command and Conquer, please. No, there's not a online there's not a timer, which is kind of nice. Well, it's nice for testing purposes, but I would prefer there be a timer because there is a timer. The one thing that I feel like if you ever played Magic, that I feel like Magic kind of got right is that they had there was like a chess clock that you had, and I did really enjoy that. I enjoy the chess clock feature of Magic a lot. Am I vaping? No. That's cards. I'm shuffling cards, and I think, I don't know, I chew on them sometimes. I'm not really sure. Yeah, we'll take 8 here. You don't have Tunic up, so I'm not worried about Pummel. Well, there's kind of a timer. You can see at the end of the match how much time both players take. I mean, yeah, sure. So you can see how much time has passed, but unfortunately, there's not really like a way to enforce the timer, I don't think, anyway. Let's see. So this costs 7. This might be one of the coolest plays I've ever got to make. Honestly, I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to do this. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that way too? No, you had something in your mouth? I don't know. I don't remember putting anything in my mouth. Maybe it was my pen. I chew on my pen sometimes. I don't know. I definitely am not vaping, though. I will tell you that. I actually did that for a moment when it first became popular, and then I read that it like coats your lungs, and I put it down, and I haven't touched it since. It was probably one of the smarter decisions I've made for my health. Maybe I'm just imagining shit. I guess that's also possible. I feel like throwing Pulverize is kind of like just like a pretty solid mirror play. I mean, I feel like throwing Pulverize in a Guardian Mirror is good anytime. Would you agree, Silas?
Yeah, it's pretty disruptive.
Especially when it's got a pummel attached to it. So you pitch your last 2 cards to staunch for 10.
No, I can't pay for it. 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't have 2 blues?
Mm-mm.
I was like, "Cause man, blocking for 13, only taking 5 here would have been good."
Yeah.
But take 8 and lose an entire turn cycle? That's a blowout.
No, it's fine. I can still Tunic for Crown on my turn. Hopefully draw.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I guess
I don't know if I
Tunic
will,
Crown into a blue allows you to...
It doesn't do anything still.
Oh, you don't have any cards in hand. That's right. I was thinking you have 1 card in hand.
No.
Hey, Blaze. Hey, what's up, buddy? Let's go Staunch, then Channel, I guess. Ooh, this is an awkward hand.
Good, I need you to grab it.
So I can use Tunic here to throw a Spinal Crush. Or I can pitch my blue, my Fate Foreseen, throw Sledge for 6, Arsenal the Spinal Crush, keep Staunch in hand. I think throwing Spinal's good. Let's see. We've seen 2 blue Staunch responses and 2 red Staunch responses from Silas. I imagine he's not on more than that, if I had to guess. Make that Endless Winter go away. Let's go ahead and use our Tunic here. I think it's worth, honestly, to just kind of throw a Spinal Crush and just kind of force him to deal with it. Plus, we're pitch stacking some more defense reactions here. Did you know? Okay, Kyle. Now I know it's you. I knew it. Oh my gosh. I mean, you did have me. When you text me back and said, "What has to be me? I'm at work," I was like, "Oh, all right. Well, Maybe Kyle's just honestly like just at work, and this is like some random person with a odd name. The one time I have reception at work. Well, I feel like you took your one opportunity to have reception at work and you've used it very well. Something interesting of note, I haven't activated Oldham's hero ability at all this game. Have you? I don't think you have.
No, the cards don't really allow for it too often in most decks.
I was like, I feel like the way it's built right now, you just don't really have that a lot. We'll go Fate then Mulch, and we'll Arsenal this. Hey. So let's activate Crown of Seeds. Pitching Chokeslam. Drawn to a pretty good card. I guess even if you have the pummel, it doesn't really matter here. We'll play Sink Below. We'll let this happen. Putting the pummel on bottom doesn't do anything besides make poor pitch stack for me here. So, because if I could attack for 3 here, had Tunic up, I would have been in a pretty good spot to be able to try to Terrace under Sledge here, but I don't think it's worth. So we'll just take 1 and just throw the hammer here. Now I'm me. You were always you. I do like being able to pitch stack Terrace under Glacial Footsteps. How much of the mirror have you played in your testing, Silas?
Not much.
Not much?
No.
All right.
I've played a lot of Assassins.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Copy.
Yeah, I think to win this, you have to pitch stack.
I mean, I 100% agree. And I guess I could just play this to push damage here.
Play that pummel ban.
I'm thinking about it, but it seems bad. This doesn't seem like where I want to do that. I think I would rather just have my arsenal. What is there a way? Can we undo things? Okay, we can, thank God. I was like, that is not what I wanted to do.
It's weird. The way you have to click things is real weird.
I agree. It is a little odd at times for sure.
And it kind of hides their cards up there, so it's hard to see the full cards.
So we'll block 4, take 4 here. We'll come in for 10. I mean, taking 4 to tie our life totals up with Silas and then throw 10 is pretty powerful here, considering we've seen a hefty amount of defense reactions. We've seen 2 Sink Belows, a Fate Foreseen, 2 Red Staunches, and 2 Blue Staunches, which means, to my knowledge, the only thing left in his deck is Sink Below. Unless he's on 3 Red Staunches, which I guess is possible. Uh-oh.
It's not as bad as it could be.
What'd you say?
Said it's not as good as it could be.
So If I had an Earth card, we'd be in a really good spot right here because I could throw 3, block with Crater Fist, and then activate Oldhim. But unfortunately, our turn doesn't really allow for much here. So I think we're just gonna have to block 3, arsenal a card, and then just kind of try to play the catch-up game next turn, depending on what Silas draws. So yeah, because I could block 7 if I threw my Tunic, but I'm throwing Tunic to be able to throw Hammer back. And that doesn't feel right to me. I think I'd rather just take 4 here.
Space, there you go.
Man and Earth card would have been awesome there.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the list that I'm playing only plays like a couple. There's not even really like a lot of them in my deck.
No, there's not a lot of Earth or Ice. That's what I texted Alexander, and I said, "Man, why don't they run Ice cards?" And he said, "Because they're block 2s. So no one runs them."
That's fair.
I said, "Oh, that makes sense."
So I don't think there's a world where we want a Tunic Crown here. And I think we just got severely rewarded for our play. Yeah, I'm willing to take 7 here and go to 9, honestly, because what we drew is just so powerful. We're going to activate Tunic. And we're just going to throw Pulverize here because it's for 14 points. When it's 13 to 9, you're getting a lot of cards out of your opponent's hand right here. And also, like, even if you're not, it's just like insane value because the on-hit effect is so relevant. Even if he keeps 2 cards to try and throw Hammer here, it's just so much value for us because the Hammer's for 2.
Oh man, that's even if it hits.
Yeah, if it hits at all. That's why Pulverize is so good in my opinion.
I don't think I can block it all. 3, 6, 9, 12.
I mean, if all your hand is block 3s, that's 12.
Okay.
And then Crater Fist is 14.
It's fine. We'll take a turn off.
I mean, I think it's important to do things like that.
Yeah, Oldhim can afford it. I'm not used to doing that with 5. If you take a turn off with 5, you literally lose the game.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's bad. Well, I drew all of my elemental cards in one hand. I mean, I could activate Crater Fist to make this 11. Because then you'd have to block 8, which is 2 cards and 2 pieces of equipment. I don't think that's worth anything to me. I think I would rather just come in for 9. Because you can Crown of Seeds, and then 2 equipment is 3. So you'd have to throw 1 more card. Must have a defense reaction. No. Alright, you just don't care about go again? Alright, I mean, I guess that's also fair. Like, you are playing a Guardian.
Yeah. So I'm saying, I don't care.
Like, it's not crazy to think that you just don't care about that. Autumn's Touch. This has Pummel Road all over it.
Uh-huh.
And this has Pummel. This screams Pummel. So
Do you think I have it? Do you think I have it?
I mean, if you don't, this is bluff of a century for you because you're throwing a blue Autumn's Touch at me. Hammer's just better. Like, if you don't have it here, then good job. Good job, Silas. That's all I can say to you. Because you got me hook, line, and sinker, my friend.
All right, I'm gonna even bait you harder.
So we go crown for 1, and if we're gonna play around pummel, we have to put 9 up there. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can block. Chokeslam, Channel, which is 6, and then Crater Fist is 8, and then, of course, if you have a blue, you could have double pummel, and that would be even worse. I don't really know that there's a world where I'm ever playing around double pummel, though. Yeah, I don't think there's a world where I'm playing around double pummel. I think I'm just going to have to throw 8 and hope you don't have the second one, because another blue would allow you to play both of them. Okay. That worked out kind of nicely in our favor, because now we have the ability to throw Sledge. Set up a pretty decent pitch stack here, and we're at 9, which means we have more life to give than Silas does.
My hand is really awkward. Let me crown.
Yeah, I was like, I once heard Nathan say, if your hand's awkward, start with crown.
Yeah.
You saw a lot of defense reactions early.
Mm-hmm.
And I've only used my sync belows so far. So Tunic, Ironhide, Crater Fist for 4. So you take 1 here, go to 3. You get to keep your hand. So your hand is pretty good. Or I was like, you need it to try and throw something. So you have 1 floating. Oh, you had to keep all your cards. I see now.
Yeah, I had the double reds.
So if I block 3, 4, 5, I take 4, go to 5, and then I get to throw 8 at you. And you have no equipment, and you'll have 4 cards, no arsenal, which means you're forced to throw at least 2 cards at me. I could alternatively block with Thunderquake and then go Endless Winter Fused. I think that's better. I'm using my Tunic that way, and I get to fuse and put Winter's Grasp in my arsenal, so I have an arsenal that way. That is just a better play. Activated abilities. So Tunic's an instant, so it doesn't have to have go again. Okay. Yep, so I'll take 4 here, go to 5. Endless Winter here at the end of the game is pretty good. How was Fortnite? Honestly, we kind of got raked over the coals. Fortnite did not go super well for us today. You know, I mean, it happens. Like, there's good days and bad days, but how was Apex? And we'll fuse.
Fused it.
Yeah, being able to fuse the Endless Winter here is really solid because it gives you a lot of frostbites, which means even if you block with 2 cards and go to 1, you block with 2 cards and go to 1, you're still getting frostbites, which means you can't hammer me here. Well, I guess you can, but you'd have to have 2 blues.
Let me go back. I'm gonna give myself a turn. I don't know if it's the right play, but no, I have to do it that way. Never mind. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. I was like, if you're gonna undo and like make a better play, Like 100%, I'm with you. Do it. It's better for testing, especially. And then we'll arsenal this and pass. This hand is terrible. I'm honestly debating if I want to. I guess I can crown on my own turn. I don't have to crown on your turn. What'd you say?
I said you can. That's what makes it busted.
I mean, honestly, though, about the same. Got whooped. Yeah, today was not a great day for. Today was not a great day for Fortnite for us. So I feel that.
I just need you to not kill me this turn.
So if I go 5 go again into hammer, I'm gonna take every card. Yeah, go 5 go again, and to put this on the bottom and to pitch both of these for hammer. I could pitch this for crown, put this on the bottom, and then I can put Oakenold on the bottom and hope to draw an earth card to pitch, and I could try to pitch stack an Oakenold here. I don't know. I think we're just gonna have to go. I think we're just gonna have to go this way. We can put the Oakenold on the very bottom here. Oakenold. We'll put it on the very bottom of our pitch stack here, and then and then we'll have a winner's grasp we can put on the bottom. And then if we draw an earth card here, we'll be in pretty decent shape to set up a pitch stack Oakenold, which is definitely in the game, pretty much no matter where we're at. They also have a lot of defense reactions coming back around. Let's activate Crown of Seeds just to see if we find something cool. Yeah, I like this because 9 is better than 9 is better than 8. So we'll throw the Spinal Crush here. Anything we can do to put pressure on Silas at this point and make sure we're taking cards out of his hand is really good. Plus, we're also up 12 cards, so being up 12 cards, I feel like definitely gives us an advantage the longer the game goes on. Must be a defense reaction. Yep, so that does...
Arsenal.
What'd you say?
I said I gotta get it out of Arsenal.
No, I mean, I hear you. Makes sense. And he's got hammer, so... Nothing is really good about our hand, honestly. Part of me wants to just block 3, take 3 here. Because... Actually, I can block 6. Yeah, no, this hand's pretty good. We want to keep the disable because it attacks for more. So this is solid because we get to take nothing and we get to use our Tunic to be able to fuse an Endless Winter here and still have a card for Crown of Seeds next turn. So we'll use Tunic. Pitch this, fuse with Channel Lake, and we'll give Silas some Frostbites here. And being forced to block with 3 cards also puts us in a position where he can't hammer us, which is the best spot we can be in, because the sooner we get back around to the 2 pummels we pitched, or a dominated a Glacial Footsteps, we'll be in a better spot.
That sucks.
We're We're going to start with Crown and see what we find here. So we'll go Rouse, reveal 16. I guess I also could have just dominated the Macho Grande and probably gotten there. Would have been 8 dominate. Probably would have been enough to win us the game, but what the heck? Sorry. My stream said I wasn't live on YouTube and I was very confused. Ah, hiss. It's a good play. It's a good play. So here is a prime example. Let's take this example to say why we should have thrown the Macho Grande, because that was bad. We'll put the Macho Grande back on top. We'll lick our wounds and go into the next turn.
I need you to draw 4 reds.
Well, I think there's at least one coming up in this hand. Maybe more. Oh, I was totally wrong.
All blues crap. That means you can throw the Macho Grande in. Yeah, that's easy.
I was like, we'll see if this gets us there.
Yeah, it's dominated. I don't have anything in Arsenal.
Oh, okay. I mean, I was like, I think you're out of defense reactions just based off how this is.
I have 1 left.
You've played 2 sinks, a fate, 3 sinks, and we've seen
1 red staunch.
Oh, you play all 3 red staunches?
Yeah, this list has all 3 reds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was not ready for that. You would have definitely gotten me.
GG.
It was a good game.
Yeah, it was close. I mean,
yeah, I was like, it was definitely a close one. Let's, you want to run it back?
Pitch deck. No, I can go take care of my dog. She just has harassed me this whole time to go play.
Okay, man.
All right, I'll talk to you. Bye.
All right, see you, man.
All
right, let's update our testing spreadsheet here. Silas, he was also playing Oldhim. I went first. I won. Silas was forced to use defense reactions early and allowed me to snowball late game. All right, well, 1-0 on the day. Feels pretty good. I'm not really what I would call a Oldhim connoisseur by any means, so let's go. We'll go competitive CC. Where's Oldhim? We'll go Oldhim and we'll create a game. We'll kind of see what our opponent's playing. I am honestly not sure how to sideboard a lot. I've never really played Oldhim, so sideboarding is a little bit of a loss for me, so please bear with me here. I think against Riptide's going to throw arrows, so we want to fatigue them. Do we want to play Rampart here as part of the fatigue, or do we want to play Stalagmite? So Alexander made the comment the other day that if you open Rampart against Azalea, you just lose. I am not sure if that's the case against Riptide. I don't even know if you can fatigue Riptide, honestly, with all those traps and stuff. Believe in the Command and Conquers. I mean, honestly, this might just be... I don't think we need the staunch responses in this matchup. Like, maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Let's try it with Let's try it with Rampart and see what happens. I'm definitely not saying it's correct, but I don't know. I'm just gonna Arsenal the red pummel here. Like, I don't see a reason to... Yeah, I don't see a reason to... really do anything here to start. Yeah, let's just Arsenal the pummel. We'll see what happens. We can pitch Cranial Crush here. Or I guess we can pitch Glacial Footsteps, the blue one, to activate Crown. And then if we draw a blue, we're in good shape. But if not, we always have the options of sink below for looking for extra cards here. So... I wonder if Riptide plays Drill Shot. So we'll pay one into the Rampart, and then we'll go Sink Below. I am going to throw the Choke Slam on the bottom of the deck. See if I can find something better, because I'd like to be able to throw my Glacial Footsteps for 10 if I can here. I think that's probably our best bet. If they do something like Drill Shot here, then, I mean, Command and Conquer is pretty good. I don't really... So... I can block 3, throw 4. So my turn can be 10 points or 7 points, and then I have to decide whether an Arsenal is worth that or not. I think I would rather just throw 10 here, honestly. They do have 62 cards, so they're trying to play around getting fatigued. Maybe it's correct for me to just block 6 and then just... Or, I don't know, like... Let's go to 34 and throw 10 here. Might be an unpopular opinion, but I like the idea of getting aggressive with Oldhim. When you start getting aggressive with Oldhim and taking cards out of your opponent's hand, that's when you really start to be in a winning position, and that's when it feels like you're really starting to like push the tempo. Now, with that being said, it is possible that, you know, our opponent just takes 10 here. It is very early in the game. Our opponent decides to block 8. That is a good step 1 towards fatiguing our opponent. So Rouse is cool here, but we don't really have an option to like do anything following that up, because we pitch Rouse. I mean, I guess we could Rouse and then pitch Pulverize, Chokeslam, Tunic to come in with Hammer here. I kind of like the idea of just throw Chokeslam, pitching Rouse and Cranial Crush, and then we'll use our Tunic to heave Pulverize here. I think that's the best option. I could be wrong. There could definitely be a better line here. I also find it interesting that our opponent's playing Skullcap. I wonder if that's because they're trying to fatigue me, maybe. I'm honestly not sure. I mean, if they are trying to fatigue me, like my statement would be good luck. Like, fatiguing Oldhim is probably one of the most impossible things I've ever seen people attempt to do. It's just not very reasonable, in my opinion. Oh, they are playing drill shot. Give me those drill shots. Have a defense reaction here, I assume. Well, joke's on you, pal. We are going to do this, and we're going to hope that we see... I mean, we can use the sink below here and still throw the pulverize, which is pretty awesome. We actually cannot Crown of Seeds the pulverize away, so we are taking a little bit of a risk here that that our hand wasn't great. That if we drew like 3 reds here, that our hand wasn't great into this. Okay, so if I block sink below iron rot legs, I just have no... Let's see. You may put an arrow card from your hand face up into your arsenal zone. If you do, it gains +1 until end of turn. Arrows you control have defense reactions, can't be played this chain link. Okay, so this does not have a name counter on it, but I also can't play my sink below. So I think we're just going to block 5 here. And then we're still going to throw our pulverize. Them having the drill shot is very bad for our rampart and honestly kind of makes it unplayable. We'll throw pulverize here. Like, being able to throw pulverize is insane. That's also 2 red drill shots we've already gotten rid of. They blocked with 1 and then threw 1. Once we get rid of the other red drill shot here, like, there's not really anything they can do. Yeah, I mean, this is fine. They take 6. I mean, we can throw the choke slam for 6 here, and then Arsenal Macho Grande, I guess. I don't know. Like, this isn't a great hand. I could throw the Macho Grande and have no Arsenal here. That's pretty bad. I could throw the Autumn's Touch. I could hammer. Like, I think throwing the choke slam is my best play. It also probably makes our opponent worry a little bit if we happen to have the pummel here. One thing that I did change, so this is Michael Fang's list from Auckland. I took his list and I cut Snapdragon Scalers and I added in a third red chokeslam because I think red chokeslam is in a very good spot in the metagame right now. So that is something that I did change about the list. I've never understood why people are playing Snapdragon Scalers in this. Never understood why Snapdragon Scalers is played. Like, just 100% never understood that. So Dreadbore means that our Fate Foreseen cannot be activated. Still think it's probably better to like throw Hammer and Arsenal the Fate Foreseen here, or you could always just throw Thunderquake, I suppose. So let's pitch. Let's pitch the Autumn's Touch. We want to keep cards like that in our hand. Or we want to keep cards like this in our deck. So we'll block here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can throw the Iron Rot legs for 6. Because we're blocking 6, but we're really blocking 2 more. Or actually, is it better to just go here, block 5, take 1, throw Hammer, pay for the Pox token, and then Arsenal the Fate Foreseen? I think that's better. We can just We can just take one here. Like, it's fine. The Pox token doesn't really do anything. With 3 or greater... With cost 3 or greater, so... Yep. We'll just come in with a hammer here. Like, blocking efficiently and throwing hammer is like one of the best things that Oldhim can do. We're already up 9 cards on our opponent, and we're at 34. Anything we do to put pressure on our opponent is better. Like, there's not really any worry of us running out of cards or anything like that. Now, it is very possible that we run our opponent out of cards. Quiver of Abyssal Depths. I shuffle 3 arrows in. That's fine. So they take 1. They've lost a card out of their deck. Yeah, the end of the turn. Let's see how this looks. Yes, I will pay 3. We'll go Thunderquake, then Debilitate. We'll Arsenal of Fate for Scene here. Red Chokeslam is awesome. We're going to activate Dreadbore. Our Fate for Scenes are looking kind of rough here. So let's go. Crown. We'll pitch the... Yeah, we'll pitch the Mulch here. Like... So this is for 6. Just with Dreadbore's effect and the... Anytime we play an action card. Okay, so we're gonna block here, and I think I'm just gonna block with Chokeslam. Yeah, let's block Chokeslam. We'll pay 1 into this. So we're blocking 5 in total. And then I'm actually going to defense reaction here so they can't have an arsenal. I guess it doesn't really matter if they have an arsenal or not. I think I would rather them not have an arsenal here. Yeah, I think taking 1 here is fine. We'll activate Tunic. This does not cost us a life. The Chokeslam does cost us a life, so we're basically agreed to take 2 there, which is fine. I knew that coming into this turn. We're ahead on life and we're ahead on cards, and we're still putting on decent pressure. Honestly, like, it's kind of funny. Oldhim just blocks so efficiently and just Oldhim is just like such a well-rounded deck. It can play offense and defense so well. Now, I honestly think that Riptide's just kind of a bad deck, if you want the truth. So I think that, like, we're just in a favorable position playing against a bad deck here. I'm still going to pitch the Mulch here. Lice with Inertia. Okay. I don't really care about the Inertia token. So this is going to be for 7. So we're going to throw the Rampart up there, and then I think we're just going to throw Footsteps Debilitate. And we're just going to save our crown block here. They chose Go again, which is fine, but if they activate Dreadbore here, I was like, it's an action and allows us to Rampart better, which is awesome. So we took nothing there. And we're going to throw Hammer for 4 and then Arsenal Spinal Crush. Like, this is a perfectly fine turn. Maybe they wanted to reload. They probably realized if they broke the Dreadbore, my Rampart was going to be for 2. Now I was more than likely just going to block with the Rampart there unless it was like the last drill shot. Then I would throw a card, but joke's on you. Nothing has greater power than its base. Very few things do in this deck unless it's a I'm having a stroke. E-Strike. E-Strike and Pummel are like the 2 cards that really allow us to allow our opponents to turn on their traps here, but other than that, like, it's really just the cards that we're throwing. Like, it's just they have power and that's all there is to it. Lace with Blood Rot. So that means this is going to be for 6. And I can sink below this. So let's pitch Rouse for Crown. We'll draw a Pulverize, which I'm pretty quick to want to block with, I think. So we can block... Let's see. We can block 3, 4, 5 from the Crown, 6 on the Crater Fist. I probably block with the legs would be better. And then I can save the sink below. But if they use Dreadbore afterwards, then it means I definitely can't use it. So let's go here. Yeah, let's just go ahead and pay 1 into this. Why am I blocking nothing? Why does it say I'm blocking nothing? I don't understand. Did I miss something here? Why does this have a -1 counter on it? Uh-oh. I messed up something somewhere. Rutrow, Raggy. I'm in danger. So we'll just go 3-5 here. This is probably why we didn't want Rampart in this matchup. I definitely should have put Rampart up there and paid, because if they came in with another attack here, then I would have been able to block for 2. Searing Shot. Yeah, I mean, I think we're just going to take 6 here and go to 25. So basically, Stalagmite's done for or Rampart's done for the rest of the game, which is tough, which like puts us in a bad spot. And this is probably why you want Stalagmite in these matchups. I did say at the beginning of the match that I did not know if it was correct to play Stalagmite or if it was correct to play Rampart. And I said I was going to play Rampart kind of as a testing theory. And I think I have proven here why it's better to... Definitely proven why it's better to have the Rampart or the Stalagmite in this matchup. Our opponent goes to 22. We get to Arsenal Sink below, which is kind of nice. We're also 1 turn away from Tunic Crown, which is pretty cool. So this hand's pretty awesome because we have a few options here as to what we can do. We can go pitch Rouse the Agents to go Crown of Seeds into block with something else. If they reveal a red here, I'm just going to sink below. We'll go sink below, put the Endless Winter on the bottom. Although, I guess my hand could just be Rouse the Ancients, reveal Endless Winter, E-Strike for 13, pitching the Glacial Footsteps, and then go E-Strike, draw a card. That seems pretty good. It's a 12-point turn with an arsenal. Let's put... Well, no, I need the Endless Winter because it's for 8 points, and if I draw something less, then I'm in a bad spot. So I think we'll just keep our hand the way that it is, and we'll come to terms with having a solid turn here, pretty much no matter what our opponent throws. I'm really confused what trap they played. Like, I know that Boulder Trap, what attack did I play? They played Boulder Trap on Hammer. Hammer. I was not thinking about Hammer. Codex of Blood Rot. Hiss. That's not good for us. What's happening here? What does Codex of Blood Rot say? I put a card face down into my arsenal. Well, that's bad for me. I guess let's put the Endless Winter in our arsenal. And so this is for 4. So we're definitely going to activate Crown here. We're going to pitch. We're just going to block with Endless Winter, cover this up, and then we'll just go 5, draw a card. And that way we'll still have an arsenal. We'll have Tunic Crown up next turn, which means we have a 5-card hand. Tunic Crown's like one of the best things you can be doing, honestly. Let's go put this on the bottom, and we'll go... Yeah, we'll go draw a card. I don't really see a need to put that much pressure on my opponent. I'm at 25, and they started with like 60, or like that. They started with like 66 or 70 cards in their deck. We've already wasted away over half of their deck here, and we're still at 25 life, so we're in a pretty good spot moving into the mid game here. Now, here's the question: is Tunic Crown better, or is a Pox or is taking 2 to have Tunic Crown better, or is paying for the Pox token better? I think if they block with cards here, I think I'm okay with just throwing the Macho Grande here at the Pox token, and then I can just have a block 6 or so, and then throw Hammer, try to arsenal and set up for Crown of Seeds the following turn. Block with Sleep Dart. The one thing that could be scary for me here is a 3 of a kind. Not likely that they're playing 3 of a kind, like, at all. But I'm going to choose to keep my life total up here and see what we can make happen. This is an awesome play. I can block with Spinal Crush. All right, that's the 3rd Sigil of Solace. So there are no more of those. What are you going to do here? You going to go again or 7? Okay. So they're coming in for 7 here. Have I blocked with a Spinal Crush yet at all? No. God, you play so few cards. You actually put so few cards out there when you're actually playing this. So I'm going to block with Spinal Crush here. And I'm just going to go Command and Conquer Pummel because the Tunic allows me to do so. This is insanely good. I'm agreeing to take 4 damage here to throw one of the best cards, one of the best plays here in the deck. And they also are just playing Skullcap, and they're at a higher life than we are. The fact that they're playing Skullcap is already weird in my opinion, but I don't know why they're not on Crown of Providence. Maybe they're trying to be a defensive hero. The irony in that for me is that, as far as I'm concerned, is the fact that Riptide is not a defensive hero. Let's see if we can move... Okay. So they're using Trench as like a Crown of Seeds to play around the Command and Conquer effect. That's really cool. That's really cool. I had not considered that to be an option, but I do like it. That is a really neat play. Now that we're not going to get to blow up their arsenal, the question we have to ask ourselves is, if they agree to take 6 and they have 5 cards, I think I'm going to arsenal the pummel so that I can play defensively. But if they block with 2 cards and they have 3 cards left in their hand, I'm going to play the pummel off of the tunic because I think I get more value that way. Why can't we ride? I'm not a good singer, so sorry in advance, everybody. I also think that I need to move the House of Cards thing. I think that is now I think that's now in a bad place. So let's unlock the House of Cards logo and let's put that right here. It's also more in the middle, which I kind of like if you want the truth. I'm also going to need to move my face camera at some point. Not really sure where I can put my face camera, but we're going to have to find a new place. The new Talishar layout is pretty interesting. And honestly, I like it so far. It's taken me a little bit to get used to it, but I have enjoyed the new Talishar layout. Oh, they don't gain a card off a Trench? Put a face down card from your... Okay, so I thought this drew them a card. Man. Or maybe that was a conversation I was having with somebody last night. I can't really remember. Would be insane. So they're going to block 5. Considering they blocked with 2 cards here, I'm just going to take this opportunity to have the pummel. They cannot play defense reactions here, so we know that we're going to get a card out of their hand, and they're not going to be able to attack us unless they use bullseye bracers here. Shuffle up to 3 arrows with different names from your graveyard into your deck. Okay, that's fine. I mean, like, it was a good use of for them to be able to play around the pummel effect, but we are going to put them to 18 here, and we're going into a turn cycle where we have all the cards in our hand. Well, this is just going to be go again into draw card. We're going to put the Endless Winter on the bottom first, and then we're going to put the Winter's Grasp on the bottom. We are setting up a second cycle fused Endless Winter, which is pretty sweet. That card coming through in second cycle is very strong. Honestly, Endless Winter is just a very strong card in general. Man, keep blocking with those cards, bruh. You love to see it. Like, honestly, you'll love to see it. Hoo-hoo-hoo. If we draw an Earth card right here, we have the ability to set up a fused Oakenold, which is also cool. Man. Oldham's too good. Too good. My first inclination on moving my face camera is putting it over here in the permanent section, but that's also a little scary because if we do that, then... ooh, drill shot for 7. So if I move my camera and I decide to play Icelander or something, then I'm just putting myself in a weird spot where you can't see the Frost Hexes or anything like that. So drill shot. Let's lead on Crown of Seeds here. I'm going to pitch Winter's Grasp. I can block Winter's Grasp, Command and Conquer. Pitch Disable to come in with Hammer, Arsenal the Spinal Crush. Is there another? So this would be my last Command and Conquer, and if I blocked with Spinal Crush, there would be one coming up. Second cycle pretty soon, I think, to 39 cards left. We probably have like 5 more turns before it comes back up. So, I mean, I think I would definitely want to block this out. So I think what I'm going to do... How many pummels are left in the deck is the question. We've only played 2 pummels, and I honestly can't remember if I've pitched one or not. This is where me being a better player comes in handy. I think I'm going to go Winter's Grasp, Spinal Crush here. Agree to take nothing. And they don't have an arsenal, so it's definitely not worth throwing the Command and Conquer. I also heard an Oldhim player one time say that it's pretty much never worth throwing your Command and Conquer unless you can bluff pummel. you should never play it unless you can bluff the pummel. I don't know how correct that is, but I heard that from a very good Oldhim player in North Carolina at a ProQuest one time. So that's kind of like where my head has been at ever since that. So their hand is good, so they're agreeing to Boulder Trap. All right, so they're gonna give us a counter. Probably the Iron Rot Legs, if I had to guess. Yeah, I was like, the Iron Rot Legs seems like the best option there. Just off of the back of so this is for 4. I'm going to pitch the Choke Slam. I would like to be able to play... Oh, this is for 5. Huh. So I can block with Mulch. Terrible card in this... for what I'm trying to accomplish. So, like, it's not bad, but I think I would rather have Disable and Autumn's Touch in the deck. So, let's go... Let's go block Mulch, block Crater Fist to block out the Endless Arrow because I do not want them to have this card in their hand. And then I have Terra Sunder Hammer for 5. And they can block... I mean, I guess they can block all 5 if they give me Trench Skullcap and a card from their hand. Or if they're arsenaling a defense reaction, they can also do that. So it's not like this is exactly a blowout play. I could also just... I could also just block out here. Save my equipment for another time. I think I should just take my equipment value here while I can. We're at a spot in the game where I feel pretty comfortable with that. I wish we still had a card to Arsenal here, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers kind of thing. Plus, Terra Sunder Hammer is a pretty good play. I would really like to be able to play Terra Sunder with Sledge. So this Oldhim list only plays 1 copy of Terra Sunder, and honestly, Bravo's just a better Terra Sunder deck. Like, and if you don't think so, then I would say to you, play both decks with Terra Sunder, and then tell me how you feel about that afterwards. Because up front, like on the surface, like I 100% think that's the most accurate statement. And if somebody disagrees, I'm happy to have a debate about that, but you would have to have a pretty convincing argument to prove me wrong here. So you block Premeditate. You must have a defense reaction. Where X is the number of cards in your graveyard with that name. All right, so they cover up my Terra Sunder Hammer play, which I kind of thought they would. I guess I was hoping it would have to be off the back of a... I'm having a stroke. Off the back of blocking with their equipment, but either way, it's okay. So I can go Glacial Pummel here, and that's my last pummel. Let's block 5 here. Like, the fact that they broke Bullseye Bracers is fine with me. So this is for 7, which means it's basically for 8, and they get an Arsenal. So I take 8, go to 12 here, and then I get to throw Chokeslam back. I don't know. I guess I could also just take 8, throw the hammer for 4, and then Arsenal Chokeslam to try and set up for a 5-card hand here. Like, unfortunately, there's not really a way for me to stop this. Like, the Rampart has been used. Yeah, let's just throw 8 here. Let's just go to 12, give them an Arsenal, and throw 8. you disagree with this line, I'm like, I 100% could be convinced that I'm making the wrong play here. You would not have to argue with me very much to convince me that this is the wrong play. That I should have played more defensively. And if I could have covered up all 8 points with 2 cards, I probably would have considered it. Because spending 2 cards, a poke Rosticos. I'm not really sure how to say that. I hope I said that right, but thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. If their Searing Shot was for 6 and I could have blocked 7 with 6, being up almost like over 15 cards here, I'm up 17 cards right now, I would have 100% made that decision. Would 100% have made that decision. But I'm not, so we're taking the plays that we have. Our opponent may not have any pumps. We have not seen a lot of pumps from them. They are playing like the Lace with Inertia and Lace with Blood Rot, so they are definitely playing some pumps here. But blocking with a Codex and blocking with an Infecting Shot, like Infecting Shot's a 1 for 5, like deal. I am totally okay with that. Our opponent wants to block differently. They could have just undid their blocks there, but I guess that's fine. So they block with Lace with Blood Rot. Okay. So they're going to play Codex of Blood Rot here, more than likely. So they're going to play Premeditate, and then they're going to play that. No, they're just going to play Command and Conquer. Command and Conquer for 9. So I honestly think that throw 9, like just block 9 here is totally sufficient. Like, I don't want them to have an arsenal, and honestly, like, just blocking out when I'm at 12 is a pretty good play. They have 19 cards left in their deck. They can't have that many heavy hitters left. I'm just going to arsenal and play defensively. I don't have to do anything from here. So we have a lot of defense reactions coming back up in our deck. We also have a lot of earth cards and ice cards left in the deck, which does allow us to play a little bit more aggressively with Oldhim's ability. I have yet to use Oldhim's ability at all this game, so being able to use his ability is a very strong late game factor. Dreadbore is also, like, Dreadbore is very good against Oldhim, in the idea that, oh, hi Taryn. Hi Taryn. What's this sweet kitty doing, huh? What's this sweet kitty doing? Yesterday was Taryn's birthday, actually. She turned 12 yesterday. Somebody's getting to be an old kitty. But Dreadbore's very good because being able to stop us from playing our Sink Belows late game and things like that, that's a very strong ability. They used this, so I'm going to pitch my Sink Below here to activate Crown. I think blocking with Channel Lake here and then Oldhim, the Autumn's Touch, is a pretty solid play. You don't, like, honestly, I think that's just a good play. Reaction, we'll pitch Autumn's Touch. And then this way we get to save our Crown of Seeds damage. So if they decide, like, they do have Go Again, so if they make another play here, I don't know how they would unless they had like a Rabble or something. Oh, I guess this allows them to put something in there. That's pretty good. Now I do have the ability to block 6. Maybe it was better to block maybe it was better to block 6 and then Ice React and then keep a Cranial or keep, like, you know, you probably block with this Ice React and Arsenal the Autumn's Touch here was probably a better play, because then they're forced Seek and Destroy. They're forced to put the Seek and Destroy back on top, or they're forced to put the Infecting Shot back on top. Either way, it's a non-turn for them. So Ice React was definitely better than Earth React there. Huh. Let's just block 6 here. Like, I'm okay taking 1 and then taking 2 more. Like, our arsenal is not going to matter. They just get to destroy it anyway. So, like, us keeping it, like, we did just pitch to the box token. So, and I think that we're up enough cards right now to where if we had to, we're up enough cards right now where I would rather block out than pitch a card into the deck, because we blocked for 6 there, or we were on the play of block 3 and then pitch 2, or pitch 3 to block 2, which is just 1 less damage. It's like just less effective. It's just a worse play. They reveal an inertia trap. Yeah, see, this is awesome because at a certain point, they're just going to have traps left in their deck. Like, they can't have that many hitters left in their deck. So being able to activate Oldhim and get prevention out of it before we actually do anything else is awesome. So they're coming in for 7. We get to just block 6 and prevent everything with Oldhim's ability. Like, Oldhim's ability is so good. Now, we are at a point in the game where if our opponent ever doesn't activate Dreadbore, we have Sink Below's Fate for Scenes. Like, we have a lot of defense reactions left in our deck that are just Value Town, honestly. And we can just, like, kind of just push through the rest of the game. We're up 14 cards right now. Now, it is worth noting that if they are pitching a card every turn, and so are we, we're just gonna win the game off the back of that. I also want to get to a point to where I can arsenal a card so that we can have Crown of Seeds going. But right now, we're not really in a position. I took a more aggressive line about 5 or 6 turns ago, and it kind of cost me to give up my Crown of Seeds arsenal play every turn. So I don't really know if it was a wrong decision, but it was a decision point that I made to play more aggressively than I did to play more defensively. So. Okay, so we're all going to put a card face down into our arsenal, and I get a Pox token. Deal. Seems decent. So they choose a card. I'm glad it doesn't, like, show it or anything. Oh, they're using Riptide's ability. So this just says I put Fate for Scene in my arsenal, and it's either good enough or it's not. So I immediately regret my decision on putting the Fate for Scene there, because I should have put the Mulch there. Because I could have used Crown of Seeds. Yeah, that was just a mistake on my part. And again, they pitch another trap. So I'm going to Oldhim Ice React, and then I'm just going to play the Fate for Scene. I'm going to throw Hammer, and then I'm going to arsenal the Glacial Footsteps. I don't want them to have an arsenal, and also it's worth noting that the last 3 turns they have pitched traps, and when they get down to just traps, the game's over. They can't stop us. They can't, like, I mean, I guess they could, like, if they're active, they can kill us. So it is important that we just don't go down to like 3 and then throw Hammer a bunch of times. We'll put this on the bottom. I have no reason to want to mulch. I'm actually just going to pay for the Pox token here by pitching the Mulch and Arsenal, or by pitching the Footsteps and putting the Mulch on the bottom. Yeah. Yeah, Glacial Footsteps going on the bottom will allow us to dominate it, because we just put a Mulch and we just put a Channel Lake Frigid on the bottom of the deck. So, and then we'll arsenal this. There's our last Spinal Crush. If I'm able to throw the Spinal Crush here, it's going to be awesome. I'm pretty much at a point where I'm never going to be playing my Rousey Ancients or using my hammer unless I have to. I want to be able to throw attacks from my hand because anything that has greater power is pretty bad for me here. So turn 19 of the game, and it's 10-8. I want to make sure I didn't roll over Terran or something. Sure. I'm also curious to know how the game would have shaped up had I played, had I used Stalagmite. I think I would have been able to stop a couple of go again turns, but I think I also would have had a couple of weaker turns throughout the course of the game. So this kind of is what it is. Gosh, this game has taken forever. I know some of that's like clicking through the motions and things like that, but man, I was hoping to get one more game in before I have to jump off at 5 o'clock, but man, like it's tough. So let's go Tunic here. Let's go Crown of Seeds. Block Rouse Endless Winter. I'm just going to throw Spinal Crush because this will get 2 traps out of their hand probably that don't do anything. So I am going to have to look after this and see how much time this took. It's definitely Show Arena, full screen, options menu, undo, full control. I wonder what full control is. I'll have to experiment with that. I do like the idea of full control. I think full control. So on MTG Arena, if any of you guys ever played Magic, you know, on MTG Arena, you have the ability to take full control. And it does that because if you don't have full control, you only get priority when you actually have something to do. So it's a little telling to your opponent if they're paying attention what's actually happening. And I imagine that Talishar is trying to create the same environment where my opponent, like where I can't just be paying attention and realize, oh, my opponent doesn't have an instant. I have done that before, and I have realized that there are certain heroes that will only get actions if they have instants, and they play very few. So if they do have an instant, it makes it very aware for me what they're actually doing. Taryn, what are you doing? What are you doing, sweet kitty? Huh? What are you doing, sweet kitty? Mom's in bed? I was like, is it me? Player 2 passed, which means they're just going to throw a couple of traps, just like I thought. I can't read this. Go away. Why will this not go away? Go away. Hiss. Get out of here. All right, I don't know what's happening. Let's try refreshing again. Oh, there we go. All right. So Pitfall Trap was a pretty good one to have right there, honestly. And had I not had an extra resource floating around, that would have been a pretty solid play. They just decided to take 6 and have no go again. Interesting. I think they're just saying they're just gonna try and get us with the hammer here. Like, which it's not gonna work. Like, you're not gonna get me with the hammer. I just won't throw attacks if I can't. So like my reason to not throw the hammer is I know they have traps left in their deck. Riptide's ability says whenever a trap you control triggers, whenever a trap you control triggers, deal 1 damage to the attacking hero. What the heck? So I'm like really just trying to avoid that from happening, if at all possible. I was like, throw your Pitfall Trap, please. And then I will pay 1 to avoid taking 2 damage. And then you'll give me another trap. What does this say? Again, something that doesn't matter. So they only take 3 here. I guess they did want to keep going in. Not that it matters. Like, pretty much whatever they throw, we're just going to block out. Like, we have 14 more cards on our deck than them. Like, it just doesn't matter. Endless Arrow for 7 is interesting. I don't think I want to take 1 here. I think I just want to just go 3, 5, 7. So this was kind of the turn that I was talking about, where it seemed like I needed to have a turn to be able to get my arsenal back online. I mean, I do have the Fused Endless Winter coming up, but it's probably not going to be the line that we're taking. More than likely going to be blocking with... we'll probably be activating Oldhim's ability and pitching a Winter's Grasp to try and keep our opponent from like having a blowout turn with Snapdragon Scalers. They have yet to use their Snapdragon Scalers. This is a very good example, in my opinion, of times that people have overplayed to Snapdragons. I think I'm cool just blocking with Oakenold here. Like, I'm definitely going to use Oldhim's ability here. Like, anything I can use to, like, put a trap on top or put a card from their hand on top of their deck is better for me here. This is one of those times that I do think my opponent waited too long to use their Snapdragon Scalers. So you often hear people, like, one of the common debates that I hear a lot is, oh, like, should I have used my Snapdragons earlier? Or should, you know, like, how long do I hold on to it? So with Fi, it always felt like a pretty easy decision. Not bad, opponent. Not bad. We'll put that in our arsenal. They're going to throw the Infecting Shot for 5. Huh. So I can take 2, go to 5, and then I'm going to take 4 and go to 1. And then if they're able to trigger any trap, so actually I can Crown here, prevent one of this, and if I draw a blue, I'm able to only take 1. That's actually a lot better. That's actually a way better play, and I'm glad I realized that, because me being at 1 and me being at 4 is insanely different. Like, even if I don't draw a blue here and I still just draw a red, I'm still taking 3. Now, obviously, that is not ideal. But being at 2 and being at 1 is still vastly different. I don't know that there's any attacks left in their deck. And if there is, there's like 1. I know that 3 of those cards are traps. So unless they're just going to try and get me, I'm just going to throw my attacks here. Supporting from my bathroom at work. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I actually think it's just right to block 6 here. And then if they do anything, I have Oldhim Autumn Touch here. Because all of their cards are defense reactions. And I can just play the Command and Conquer here, and it's not going to matter, though. No bathtub, though, sadly. I'll have to talk to them about adding that. I don't think you're going to convince your work to add a bathtub to your workplace there, brother. But if you do, more power to you. I will give you that. Our opponent's just sitting here hoping they can get us with the trap effects here off of Riptide. I'll just go ahead and arsenal this because it doesn't matter. Our opponents... Oh, they actually have an attack. They have an endless arrow left. Okay, I did not realize that. We'll pitch our sink below. And this is for 5. Their last card is a trap. It's the inertia trap, I'm pretty sure. Unless I've missed it somewhere. Nah, it's the inertia trap's our last card. So let's go Rouse. Mulch. This doesn't have go again or greater power than its base, so I think hot tub's more reasonable. Same idea, but I get to stay clothed. I mean, they might be more interested in you staying clothed, so it's very possible that that's what they're looking for there. Like the fact that my opponent is still playing, so damn, so close. GG. I mean, like. Am I not sending chats? I hope I'm sending chats. Hit return to send. Okay, I don't know. I'm not saying it. I don't know what's going on. Why it wasn't letting me do anything there. That was weird. Okay, that match took forever. How much time did that take? Does it still tell me that here? It does not. Not that I see anyway. I wish it did. I wish there was a way to see the clock.
Where the cool kids hang out.
Oh, hello. Let's go to the homepage. All right. All right, I'm going to mute you guys in the Discord so I can end my stream real quick. Let's see, where's the deafen button? I'll just leave and come back. All right, so that was Oldhim. Honestly, I enjoyed the deck a lot more than I thought I would. The mirror against Silas was a lot of fun. I think I just kind of drew better and it put me up a little bit. That second game, I wish my opponent had conceded about 10 minutes earlier, but I understand that they were playing it out in hopes that they could kill me with the traps. I was never going to let them do that. They almost got me with the double Blood Rot Pox token, but, you know, anyway, it was good. I enjoy Oldhim. Oldhim is definitely one of those decks that I'm considering playing at Richmond. If I'm not, I'm probably going to play Bravo. So anyway, thanks for hanging out today, guys. I appreciate it. There'll probably be an Oldhim video up on YouTube later about mine and Silas's match. I'm not going to make anybody sit through that Riptide game. That was kind of miserable. And I'll probably edit some of mine and Silas's game. But anyway, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate the couple follows. Appreciate you guys stopping by. And I will probably be back on Tuesday if I had to guess. So I'll see you guys then. Take it easy.